18 of 30 day estate content. Welcome to day 18 of 30 of real estate content. My name is John Olisa and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. I've been sharing with you over the last 17 days different ways to make money in real estate in Nigeria, different aspects of real estate, and I discussed about 12 of them. Now, the common denominator among all those 12 is that they show you how to make money in Nigeria. Now, over the next few days, I'll be showing you how not to lose money in Nigeria. So I'll be speaking on how to avoid real estate scams in Nigeria. So in a scam, somebody is actually making money, but it's not you. It's the scammer. In how to make money in real estate in Nigeria, I talk about 12 legal ways to make money in Nigeria. The different aspects from short-let to property brokerage to property development to property consultancy, property management to off-plan real estate investment trust and the likes. In that instance, you are the one making money legally. But we have instances where people now want to make money off you illegally, and it can happen in any of the 12 areas I have stated. So you can go through my last videos over the past 17 days on Facebook to know more about those 12 ways to legally make money. So I want to talk now about some real estate scams in Nigeria, and there are 6 of them that I'm going to share. Now, what is a scam? Basically, a scam is anything that aims to defraud you in order to get money from you and not render the service paid for or the product paid for. That for me is just the basic definition. A scam is something that collects money from you and does not in exchange give you the real estate service you paid for or the product you paid for. And there are so many of them here in Nigeria. So it's very important that you are aware of these scams so you can detect them and avoid them. And I'm going to be sharing about 6 of them. So what are some of these scams? The first one is multiple sale of land scam. Now, this is so prominent, this is so popular in places where we have the omoniles, especially when you're buying land from the locals, you're buying land from the community. Many times the community will sell the same land to different people over and over again, and that way, because you did not do your legal search, because you do not know the procedure necessary, you now lose money. You are not aware of the fact that when you're buying from such communities, the head of the family must be there, the consent of members of the family must be gotten. So you're not aware of that, and you just buy the land. You're not aware that they've sold that same land to different people. So that way you have paid, but you lose money. So that's the first real estate scam that you should know, multiple sale of the same land. That's the first real estate scam. The second one I want to talk about is resale of the same land under government acquisition. Now, what differentiates this from the first one I said is, in this second instance, the land was rightly gotten by the owner, but for what we call overriding public purposes under Section 4 of the Land Use Act, the government maybe wants to use the land for mining, oil purposes, or what constitutes overriding public interest, maybe expanding the road, and they have compensated those who had the land. But you are not now aware of it, and those who now have the land fraudulently sell to you such land undergoing government acquisition. If you do that, you would have lost your money. My real estate mentor, Dr. Stephen Akintaya, he shared a story about a lady. She saw a very cheap land years ago in the Bedruleki axis, cheaper than what was obtainable. And when she told Dr. Stephen Akintaya she wanted to buy land, and she told him her budget. He told her this was not possible, but she just went and got some cheap land, 2 plots of land then at 8 million. But what she was not aware of was that the land was already undergoing public government acquisition, and those who own the land had been compensated by the government. What happened to her? She lost out on that land. So don't fall victim to that scam where a land is already undergoing government acquisition and it's now sold to you. I'm just going to be stating the scams today in some subsequent Facebook Live. I'm going to be stating how you can detect them. I'm also going to state how you can avoid them. But for today, I'm just stating them. The third one is title forgery. Title forgery. Last week, I shared about 10 different types of titles we have in Nigeria, from right of occupancy R of O to certificate of occupancy C of O. I shared on deed of assignment, I shared on court judgment, I shared on deed of gift, I shared deed of mortgage, assent, grant of probate, letters of administration, and land accession gazette, about 10 of them. Now, there are instances in which these documents are forged. And because you are not aware of such forgery, you now buy based on those forged documents. When you buy them, you lose your investment, you lose out on the purchase. Because there's a legal principle or legal maxim. It's Latin, it says nemo dat quod non habet. You can't give what you don't have. In relation to land, it means that you cannot transfer title to a land that you do not have the legal title to. So that's what it basically means. And when you buy a land whose title is forged, you lose out. And I want to read out a case where the court said something about this. Why I read these cases is because ultimately there's a dispute over land. It will get to the court and the court has a final say. And when you know what the court has already said on such similar matter, it helps you to adjust. It all helps you to be legally guided. So in this case, it happened in 2022. Yes, the Court of Appeal gave the judgment, Eserhien versus Enemwe and another. The court said something that the victim of a forged deed must bear the loss. So if you buy a property that the title, whether it's a deed of assignment, is forged, you will bear the loss. Now let me state more specifically what happened, what the court said. The court said that it is a well-established principle that a forged deed or mortgage is void ab initio. It means that ab initio means it's void from the beginning. And the court said it is ineffective to transfer any title in real property to another person, even when the intended recipient is innocent. You know there is a legal saying that ignorance of the law is not a defense. So even if you do not know that the title is forged, you'll still be affected. So even if you are innocent, you pay the fair market value and you have no reason or knowledge to suspect that the signature of the conveyancing party is a forgery, you will still lose. So that's why it's very important for you to do your search. But I'll not talk so much about search today. But know that if you buy a land that its title is forged, you will lose out on that title. The fourth one I want to talk about today is now not having to do with land, it's having to do with rent. Remember I talked about yearly residential property, where you as the owner have a property which you rent out. Now I'm talking from the point of view of you being a tenant, how you can be scammed. A proposed tenant is called multiple rent collection scam. This happens especially in places where there's a high demand for property. There's a high demand for property and unscrupulous agents collect rent from different people. And when you as a tenant or prospective tenant has paid rent, you now want to go there, you now see somebody there. So multiple rent collection scam is another terrible one. Somebody I know, she fell to that scam, needed a property in Abuja, and she met the agent, saw the property. Sometimes the property is even empty, so they do first confess serve. So different people will pay for it, but it's now the first person that pays that enters, and they will not tell the people who want to pay that it has been taken. They will still be collecting money. So she went and saw the property, only for her to now know that somebody was there. So it was a scam. She was scammed. So multiple rent collection scam is another real estate scam. The next one I want to talk about is fraudulent short-let agents. Remember in the past Facebook Live, I said short-let is you staying in an apartment for a short stay. If you're the owner of the short-let apartment, you lease it out on short stay and you earn money from the daily stays. Now I'm talking now from you being the one lodging in a shortlet apartment. And this happens much more when you do not use shortlet website. You just see a shortlet on a property site and you're not paying to the property site, it's just advertising it. And you now talk with an agent and the agent turns out to be fraudulent. It's very different. You can hardly fall to this when you use right shortlet apartment, when you pay to the shortlet or to the property listing website. It rarely happens because that property listing website has a secure payment and they're the one that will be held liable if anything goes wrong. But when you fall to this scam is where you meet a shortlet agent or you just see a shortlet and the agent who took you there collects money from you. And you now realize that the agent has run away or the agent has put somebody else there for that short stay. And it happens many times when there is high demand. You know, normally in December in Lagos, they have what they call Dirty December, when Nigerians in diaspora come and celebrate the Christmas, the United period. I remember in November 2024, a shortlet group I belonged to, a picture of an agent was put out there as being fraudulent because he collected 5 million from some clients, Nigerians in diaspora coming into Nigeria, and he absconded. They could not do their inspection and they could not trace him. So when there is high demand for shortlet, is one season where they scam for where fraudulent agents, shortlet agents come out. So that is one thing you should be aware of. Fraudulent shortlet agents or falling to them is another real estate scam. And the last but not the least real estate scam, which is number 6 I want to talk about, is having non-registered real estate companies or untrustworthy companies. Some people just go out there selling land and they are not registered under the Nigerian law. They're not registered as limited liability company. They don't have any traceable name. They don't have any traceable address. They don't have traceable directors. You do not know anything about them. And they just go around marketing land. Because such people cannot be traced, there's they use that non-traceability to scam people. So that's just basically it. Another form of scam under still this is untrustworthy property developers, especially these ones. They sell land to you, they do not allocate to you. Yes, we know sometimes there may be some delays in allocating, maybe a few months. But you bought land 1, 2, 3 years, they've not allocated it to you. Much more related to this are untrustworthy property developers in relation to off-plan property development. They promise 18 months for completion. 3, 4, 5 years, they've not yet done it, they've not yet completed. That is sort of a scam because you are not getting what you bargained for. And it's not like they experience some delays which they have explained to you and are telling you are working on it. Yes, there are some genuine delays, government policies, forex, change in forex and the likes. But this one, they just abandon the property, they do not communicate to you. Untrust. So these are some of the scams in real estate in Nigeria. It's not exhaustive, but these are some of them. From multiple sale of the same land to sale of same land under government acquisition. And I stated the difference between the two. To title forgery, yes, to multiple rent collection scam, to fraudulent shortlet agent and non-registered companies or untrustworthy property developers. You should be aware of these scams. And in the coming days, I'm going to share on how to detect these scams and how to avoid these scams. My name is John Olis and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. We're a property development company and recently we launched our estate in Kujiako Extension, Kuje. With 200 square meters, rather going from 1.5 million, you can key into it and build a 3-bedroom terrace duplex. With 300 square meters going for 2.2 million, you can build a 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex. With 400 square meters going for 3 million, you can build a 5-bedroom fully detached duplex. While with 1,000 square meters going for 7 million, you can build a block of flats, 6 units, consisting of 2 units each of 1, 2, and 3-bedroom flats. You can contact me for more information on +234 813 799 0792. +234 813 799 0792. My name is John Olisa, and I'll keep sharing valuable content with you on real estate in Nigeria. The more you know about an investment, the higher the likelihood of your success and the lower the likelihood of your failure. I'm sharing with you free value on real estate in Nigeria, and which is poised to make you a success. Thank you so very much for joining me today. My video for today is here on Facebook. You can watch it, or for those of you who can watch it, I'm going to be putting it on my YouTube channel, John Olisa, so you can watch, so you like, comment, and share. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.